ready?
I'm your Huckleberry.
Hey, know what I'm saying? John Peckman Podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Come over the bridge, go 1 through set of lights, go through Somerset, go through the lights, go to the light, don't go to the light. We're here, Portland, Connecticut. That's all you need to know. There's a dog in the room. Can you sense it? There's a dog here. There's a dog in the room that you're not seeing, everybody.
And he's not talking about me.
Well, no, I don't think so. Jeff Przech, new friend. I feel like we might have. Did we ever?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
I assume you mean meet.
Okay.
Did we ever? I mean, that could go a lot of different. I don't believe we've ever met. We just have a lot of mutual friends.
Right. Yeah. Your name keeps coming up, so that's why we're like, let's get something happening. So, guitar player, singer. That's what they say.
That's what they tell me. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, thanks for coming.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
There is a dog here that you're not seeing.
Yeah, that's Dixie. She's down
Dixie
the floor
the
just minding her own business.
Oh, she's such a good girl.
Yes, she is.
Oh, yeah. All right. We got to get Dixie out of here eventually. She's like, I can only be good for so long.
No.
She's a good girl.
Yeah, you could leave her here till morning. She won't move.
Really?
Yeah.
Excellent. So tell us about yourself, what you're doing of note around these parts. Because, your name keeps coming up. I think Dennis Fancher talked about you. Tim McDonald talked about you. There's somebody else, too, because I have a list. And I'm
Joe
like,
O'Brien, maybe?
Yeah, probably. And I'm like, that guy. And it happened. So here it is.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me how it all happened. How does this happen?
Whew. Well, what am I doing these days? I'm gigging a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously the whole COVID mess and the pandemic wreaked havoc with everybody, but ever since it ended in May of 2021 when Lamont opened everything up, I've been busier than I've ever been.
Hey, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So
you were busy before.
I was busy before. It wasn't my main line of work before. I was a teacher for 23 years, so I would just gig on the side,
like
on the weekends and stuff. But
that's cool. What subject?
English, high school English.
Oh, that's great. Where?
West Hartford.
Wow. That's what
it was great until it wasn't, which is why I don't do it anymore.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I always wanted to be, and I'm not kidding. That was, if you had asked me what I wanted to do with my life, I would have said an English teacher. I would have. That's what I wanted to do. Is it cool?
It was at times, you know. It's like every other job. I mean, it has its great moments and it has its not so great moments.
Yeah, sure.
But
was it what you thought it was going to be?
It wasn't what I planned on doing. It just sort of fell into my lap.
Oh, really?
And then I lasted 23 years doing it.
Wow,
so
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, very. But ever since May of 2021, I've been gigging just a ton.
Wow.
I've had 6 gig weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Where at?
All over the place, really. I mean, I don't travel anymore.
Yeah.
I try and stay within like a 30-minute radius of my house. I live in Unionville, so I don't really need to anymore.
Yeah.
There's so many places around, your breweries, your wineries, your occasional bar / restaurant.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's where the good gigs are. The amount of breweries in the state is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's getting crazy.
Yeah.
There were breweries before.
Not like this though.
Yeah, right.
It's just it's a boom.
Shift.
It's a boom.
I made
some
this
of them
worse.
Some of them are really good.
Yeah. What are some of your favorites? Give them a shout.
Oh, Little Red Barn up in Winstead's a great one. I love those guys, and they were one of they actually tried to keep it going during the pandemic because one of the owners, Nate's a musician too, and they would bring people like me in there and put them in their tap room, or not their tap room, their brewing room with the one with the big tanks.
Yeah.
And they would just send it out on YouTube.
Oh, hey. That's
or
cool.
Not YouTube, like Facebook Live. They would Facebook Live stuff. So it gave you an opportunity to continue to play at least a little bit during all that mess. But yeah, those guys are fantastic.
That's cool, and they stuck it out.
They did.
Hey, that's cool.
They are thriving.
Good for them.
They are thriving. Yeah.
Do you feel like it's kind of like Sorry, you're gonna have my full attention. I didn't realize I got it. All right. Did you do you think this is the way it's going to be now? So were you in the band business before this?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Do you think it's a shift now?
Temporarily. Everything in life goes in cycles, doesn't it?
Sure.
I haven't been doing this as long as some of the other people you mentioned before. Like Dennis has been doing this forever. Tim's been doing this forever. Yeah. I think I've been doing this. Next summer it'll be 20 years. So not as long as everybody else, but
yeah. No, I just wonder. it's, I mean, it's nobody's fault, obviously, but it seems like we kind of plugged back in, scaled back, and then, club and bar owners now are probably going to be like, well, what do I need a whole band for?
Well, not only that, but I mean, where are the new bands these days?
That's true.
There really aren't many.
Yeah, right?
I mean, I'm not going to say I have my finger on the pulse of the scene or anything like that, but at the same time,
right.
I go around here and there, and I never see bands advertised, except at places, like the big clubs that were around before the Rona.
I got you.
Your Chicago Sam's et al.
Yep.
All those types of places, they're still doing bands, but
the
smaller venues, smaller acts. It makes sense on a lot of different levels.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I was thinking about that. It's kind of like duos and stuff, or buy a ticket to a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like that it seems like maybe, I mean, I hope not. Well, I suppose some people are working, but like the band thing at the level that we used to kind of work at, I don't know if it's gone. I don't know.
Tough to say.
Actually, I'm not really in it that much anymore, so I don't want to say I don't care, but then again, do you like playing? What do you prefer?
Duo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, is that what you're doing mostly now?
I try to.
Okay.
I try to.
Who's your main partner?
Dennis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
He's one of my closest friends, so and
okay.
obviously you've seen him play. He's a ridiculous guitar
right.
player, so we'll be in the middle of a song and he'll be soloing. I'm like, 16 more bars. Go ahead.
Yeah, just go.
I'll just sit back and watch and enjoy it.
Thought.
Yeah. Go ahead. Just keep going.
Yeah,
keep going.
that's great. So you must do most of the singing.
Yeah, he does background vocals.
Yeah, cool. Well, how did it all start musically? Is that what you aspired to do?
Not really. I mean,
right.
there's a line in a Waylon Jennings song called Amanda. It says, I got my first guitar when I was 14, and I did. So, I mean, at 47, I should be a hell of a lot better. Can we cuss on this podcast?
Selectively.
Okay, selectively. I should be a hell of a lot better than I am at 47. But,
well,
it was something, we can never afford lessons or anything like that. So I'd pick it up for a while and then put it away.
Sure.
And then when I was in college, my roommate and I would get drunk and play like Hootie and the Blowfish covers at parties.
Sure.
And then after I got out of college, I would go out from time to time and see bands, and finally was like, I'd like to try that.
Yeah, it doesn't look too hard.
I'd actually like to try that.
Yeah, look at these clowns. Yeah. Where would this be? Where did you go to school and see all this?
Well, I'm born and raised in Hartford.
Oh, okay.
So I grew up there. I went to college in Boston, so I was up there for 4 years. But then after college, I came back home.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this was back in the days when, the Brickyard and Bourbon Street and all those places were in their heyday.
Yep.
So saw a lot of bands there.
Yep.
It was back in the whole, when the jam scene was kind of in its nascent stages and everything like that.
Yeah. So you're like, I could get involved in this.
Yeah, I decided I'd like to give it a try. I found a couple like-minded people. We didn't remain like-minded for very long, but,
oh, boy.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
Well, sort of kicked around for a little bit, played with a couple guys here, a couple guys there.
Yeah. Anybody we know that have been on here?
Like no, not really. I mean, once that all ended, that era ended, I got invited by a few of the guys in Five Wise.
Okay.
We're looking to do something. And I was a big fan of theirs, so it was nice of them to ask me. But that band turned into the Bus Drivers. Oh. And it went through a lot of different permutations.
Yeah.
Dennis was in it for, 7 or 8 years.
Wow.
Joe O'Brien and I were the original members, quote unquote.
Gotcha.
So we did that for a long time.
Okay. So that was like,
time.
Would you say that that's what most people would remember you for? Would you say?
If they remember me at all, maybe. I don't know. It seems like I'm starting to find that more people are aware of who I am than I would think. But,
well, like I say,
I don't know.
Name came up here.
Yeah. Plus, once you say the last name, it's kind of hard to forget. It's like a bad dream. So.
You say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Far out. So. Oh, that's right. I forgot. There's a dog here.
Yeah, she hasn't moved. I don't know what that was. Oh, now she's tumbling a little bit.
Okay, that's all right. What got you interested in guitar in the first place? What was it? Can you remember?
Sure.
What?
The video for Wait by White Lion, which is still my favorite song to this day.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I actually did a solo acoustic cover of that a couple years ago up at Tracy Walton's place. I haven't done anything with it yet. Yeah.
Maybe he mentioned. Okay.
He may have. Yep. Yeah, I've done done some work up with Tracy as well.
Oh, cool.
So
Yeah.
I haven't done anything with the cover yet. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but I have it.
Yeah.
So, but that was it. I mean, I grew up in the 80s, so
Yeah, sure.
I was into all the quote unquote hair metal stuff. I still love it. I'm not ashamed to say it.
White Lion.
Yep.
Forever.
That's it.
Wow.
I used to say hair metal is a guilty pleasure, but I don't feel guilty about it, so it's just a pleasure.
Yeah. Nothing
But all
wrong
those
with that.
bands, I mean, Rat, Cinderella, Tesla,
Sure.
all those bands, I loved them and still do love most of them.
Far out.
On those rare occasions when I have a Sirius subscription, I'm always tuned to Hair Nation or Ozzy's Boneyard. So
Yeah, whenever you buy a new car and you get the subscription.
yeah, exactly. And then when it expires, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to Spotify.
Yeah.
But that's what did it. I mean,
cool.
the song was great, and then they showed Vito Bratta in the video playing the song. I was like, oh, I want to do that.
Ooh.
And to this day, I can't do even anything remotely close to
really?
that. But no,
Did you? Are you like a lead player like that?
no,
Okay.
no.
So you didn't go the whole shred
No.
route. You're just like, I'm gonna do the tunes.
I dabble.
Yeah.
Like when I'm playing solo every now and then, I'll throw a loop on and solo do something pretty basic over a song just for ha-has. But
But you're not the shredder.
no, not at
Oh,
all.
when you got Dennis, you don't need to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. Yeah, I guess, I was having this conversation with my wife on the rare occasion where we actually communicated in any meaningful way. Yeah. I'm kidding. I'm saying that because I know she's going to hear this. And
I don't get involved in domestics. You and she can take care of that.
Yeah. Let me think. How do I put this? So we were watching. Did you see the Woodstock '99 thing?
Yeah, I did actually.
Right?
Yeah,
Interesting.
What a train wreck that was.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. It was a train wreck.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it was funny because you're thinking about it and you're like, okay, so new metal, whatever, Limp Bizkit and Korn, and they were the biggest bands in the world, and people were so down. They're just like, these were the biggest acts that you could get. This was the anchor of the whole thing. And in the end, it seems to me that what most people remember from the turn of the century, the things that lasted were the boy bands songs, were Backstreet Boys and stuff like that. I have a point. Because it's about the songs in the end, and what you're saying is like, so wait, that song, it's a great song.
It's catchy.
Right. So it has, that's why we're still talking about it. Whereas, I mean, maybe some people are talking about, Wasp or whatever, which I dig, but a song lives forever. No matter whether it's how they're dressed or how they look or whatever. In the end, you're going to remember the tune.
That's it.
Which I think is interesting in a way. So you say like you're a hair metal guy, but really it's like power pop. It's pop music.
That's all it is. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Melody. Those guys were certainly not Shakespeare when it came to lyric writing, but they didn't have to be. That's not what people wanted back then.
Yeah.
People weren't looking to Vince Neil and Nikki Sixx for, deep thoughts.
Right. Yeah. And good thing. Because, sorry. Ain't gonna.
Yeah.
Although
they probably wouldn't have gotten very far, I don't think.
Nah, but whatever. Why would I?
It's all right.
Yeah, they're smarter than I am, apparently.
They're out doing stadiums.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they got to.
And here we are.
Yeah, they got to know something. That's all right. They don't have a dog in the room.
Nope.
Probably not.
Probably they might. I don't know.
Although they might be on the rider. There must be a dog.
It's possible.
Yeah. Did you ever have the hair metal band?
No.
Wow.
No.
Are you gonna?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
So it's just gonna be just your thing.
I mean,
a secret. You can't get Dennis on board.
You can hear my speaking voice. It's kind of on the deep side.
Wait.
As I say all the time, if somebody requests a song, I'm like, no, my vocal elevator doesn't go to that floor anymore.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you? I actually found this to be true. Yeah, I got maybe a floor and a half that was sealed off.
Yeah, something like that.
When I stopped singing for COVID, I don't remember really, if I think about it, how long there were no gigs or no singing. But I remember, coming back and going, I don't have those notes now. I don't have those anymore.
My voice definitely changed in that.
Did it?
In that over yeah.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Yeah. I was thinking about it.
It did. I don't mind it.
Yeah. But it was just funny because I was, I'm not that anymore. briefly.
Yep.
I think I'm getting it back, but yeah, I guess it's true. If you don't use it, you lose it. Isn't that what they say?
I've heard that before.
That's what they say. Yeah, far out.
I don't know who they are, but they do say a lot of things.
Yeah, they do. They do. They say a lot about you.
Oh,
actually.
boy.
Yeah, they were here. You just missed them. Yeah. Well,
Must have been that big throng walking down Main Street when I was driving in.
Yeah,
over the bridge through the first light.
Yeah, look left. They're all saying. It's funny.
That's how I found the place.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just listen to the intro. Yeah. So you know Tim?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
How so? Just from around?
Just from around.
Yeah,
yep. Yeah. I always tell people Tim is the bar.
Yeah,
that people like me should
Great
aspire
singer.
to.
You talk about
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And he's come out to see Dennis and me play a few times. And
that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as a guitar player, he of course has tons of plaudits for Dennis, as he should. But he's been very complimentary of me over the years too, which means a lot because I have tremendous respect for him.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, no, he's one of the greatest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, one of the best singers ever. No doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
So when did it go from band to duo? Did it just happen, or how did that whole thing hatch? Like, if you could.
I have to remember now.
Yeah. Well, hey, you should have thought about it when you were.
I know. I should have. I mean, I did periodic duo gigs all throughout, even when I was back in the Bus Drivers and other bands back in the day. But it wasn't something that I really focused on. It was just something that I would do if somebody asked for it, and if the rest of the guys weren't available. It's, we'll just do a duo gig.
Yeah, right. Out of necessity.
But like I said, ever since things opened last May, that's pretty much what venues are looking for now.
Yeah.
And since I didn't have a band at the time to put back together, I just okay, this is where we're going to go.
I'll just be that guy.
I did solo stuff, and I finally got Dennis to come back and do some duo gigs, and okay, this is a lot more fun than playing solo. Yeah,
right.
So that's what I'm gonna.
You say you do the whole loop thing?
Barely. I mean, maybe like a half dozen times in a 3-hour set.
Yeah. Mostly you're just banging it out.
I just sing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Where are you coming up? Can you even remember?
What's today? Thursday.
Yeah.
This week I have a really slow month in November, which is great because
good.
I'm happy about that. I know I'm playing this week at a Thomas Hooker Brewery in Bloomfield.
Okay.
That's tomorrow. I don't know when this is going to air, but I mean it's tomorrow, Friday. Next week, Dennis and I are at Max Burger in West Hartford on Thursday, and I think we are somewhere else on Friday, but I have no idea where that is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So
website, Facebook page, and all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll put a link in. Always him, you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Duo.
Yeah.
What's it called? Just
Jeff Przech and Dennis Fancher.
That's
very original. I know.
Yeah.
No, we just figured not a lot of people, but there are people that know both of our names, whether it's from us playing together or separately. Yeah. So I mean, why establish something new?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah, right. Yeah, your name rolls right off the tongue.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I can imagine some of the spelling.
No, you can't.
No. Yeah, right. Yeah, can you imagine?
Or the adventurous pronunciations.
We're going to spell it wrong.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm kind of used to it.
Yeah.
I spell it wrong sometimes.
Wow, hey, there you go. That's cool. What's next? You don't know. Just more of the same. Just doing
pretty much.
Rocking and rolling.
That's it. Yeah. I don't really have any aspirations of getting back into the band thing.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly happy just doing this. It's easy. It's a lot easier to schedule when it's just solo or duo.
Yeah, right.
Quite honestly, the money's a little bit better too.
Yep.
It just seems like the more people you put on a stage around here, the amount that you get at the end of the night, it gets exponentially lower.
Exactly.
So, and since music is my main source of income, my main line of work right now.
Yeah.
Got to be somewhat smart about it.
Yeah. And you're just going to continue to do it. You got any plans? You just no,
not really. I mean, like I said, I've been as busy as I've ever been in almost 20 years over the last year and a half. So
hey, that's great.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I've done the touring thing on a very limited basis.
Sure.
I think I've toured like 2 or 3 times. Just go out for a couple weeks and whatnot. But I'm all set with that.
Yeah.
I'm all set with that.
Hey, that's cool. I mean, if you can grind it out,
just
grind it out.
Yep.
It's kind of cool.
Exactly. And I'm lucky. You know, I'm very grateful. There's just there's a steady diet of places that continue to bring me in to sing for their patrons every month, 6 weeks, what have you. So
yeah, and just keep them going.
Try to.
Yeah.
Try to.
What do you think the secret to your success, so to speak, is?
That's a good question.
You must be good.
I guess. I mean, ask other people. I'm not going to tell you that or not. I mean, I must be doing something right if I've been doing it for this long and people keep hiring me and
that's what I'm thinking,
paying me and stuff like that. So
I
guess it's just consistency. You know, I try and act professionally. You know, I don't go up there and get annihilated anymore.
Yeah, well, that helps getting older. You say, you know, you get to a point where you're like, all right, let's do this.
My body doesn't have the same capacity for Jägermeister anymore.
Agreed.
So,
I used to think about it as a toll. It's a toll. You used to be like, oh, I'm good. Next day, you're good. Then you need a day. Then you need 2 days. Then you're like, I don't have 2 days. I got things to do.
Then you need like a fortnight.
Yeah.
Couple weeks.
No, you can't. Yeah.
I'm all set with that.
Yeah, and I just thought,
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know how it is. I don't envy or not envy, but I always felt like constitutionally I couldn't withstand as much abuse as some people. Like I would be like, I'm good. As far as like cumulative, not damage, but I would be like, man, this isn't a way of life for me because I just feel like I'm just too run down. And you see some people just can epically drink for years.
So it would seem.
Yeah, I guess. For me, I was like, my body told me like, you're good.
It all catches up to us at some point, I think.
Right.
It takes a little longer for some people.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
I guess, but.
Yeah. Yeah, I just felt like, not that I was frail, but I was like, oh, saved by just common sense, kind of. But I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Some people can drink. Not me.
I know my limits.
Mm-hmm.
And my limits know me.
That's right. So what kind of stuff are you doing?
What do you mean?
You're
music-wise?
Yeah.
Mostly covers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of... I have 2 full records out and a few singles out on Spotify too. So, I mean, there was a time when I was really pushing the original music and everything like that. But, I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible in this state. There's a lot of people that do it. But, in a lot of ways, it's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
In what way?
People really just, they want to hear stuff that they know, it seems to me, around here. And in order to be...
the settings that you're in.
Yeah, that too. But, I mean, in order to be, I think, really successful as an original artist around here, you really have to excel in self-promotion.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't at all.
Yeah,
I don't like doing that at all. Just getting me to put my gigs up on Facebook every week. I'm like,
Well, let me tell you.
I feel like I'm bothering people.
Let me tell you something, babe. It all changes now. Once you're on this show.
Oh, I'm expecting my phone to be ringing off the hook.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess nobody really has a phone on a hook anymore. But I mean, that's it. Every now and then, I'll throw a couple of originals in. Dennis always encourages me to. And then every now and then someone will actually request one of my songs, which is really cool. I'm like, how the hell do you know that?
Hey.
I have your record. I'm like, oh, cool, thanks.
Wow.
Hey. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is.
Where'd you record it way back in the day?
The first one I did, do you know Nano Shuko?
I don't know.
You should.
Okay.
But he's he's a local guitar player.
Okay.
Been around the rock scene for a long time, but he used to have a studio at his house, so I did.
Okay.
The first one kind of piecemeal.
Yep.
I did most of the instruments myself.
Oh, wow. Play drums?
No.
Oh, okay.
I can't play drums. I did drums on one track, but it was basically doom, doom, ch, doom, ch, doom, doom, ch.
Yeah, see, right there.
That was pretty much the extent of it. Yeah, you could. I think you probably could handle that. But so I did the first one in a combination of my house and his house and just back and forth with thumb drives and things of that nature. And then the second one I did at Tracy's studio.
Oh, right.
And for that one, I put a band together. I called it Jeff Przech and the Outfit.
Okay.
So I named it after the Drive-By Truckers song, Outfit.
Oh, nice.
And it was really important to me. I wanted to record the whole thing live in the studio. So we did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
who all was in the band? Dennis was the guitar player. Okay.
And Joe O'Brien was the bass player.
Oh, all right.
And the drummer's a kid. Well, he's over 30 now. But the drummer's, his name's Evan Kalish.
Oh, yeah.
You know Evan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he works for Alan.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's also my accountant.
Oh, yeah, right.
So, But yeah, so we just did the whole thing for the most part live in the studio. There were very few overdubs at all on the record.
Okay,
I mean,
this is all making sense.
Yeah, there were a couple people that Glenn Nelson came in after the fact and threw some B3 on there, which was great. But yeah, I wanted that vibe of cutting it live in the studio.
Yeah, well, Tracy's got this.
So that's what we did.
Yeah, he's got the spot for it.
That's what we did.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
I was really happy with the way it came out too.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. I mean, there's everybody's their own worst critic. There's a couple songs I'd like to have back, but for the most part, I was pretty happy with it.
Hey, man.
Yep.
That's all you can hope for.
Yeah, pretty much.
It exists.
It exists.
You completed it.
It is out there in the cosmos.
Yeah.
The ether.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I've done a few singles up at Tracy's as well.
You ever do ether?
I don't even know what that is, actually. No.
Me neither.
I know what Ethereum is, even though I don't have any. But
no, that was oh no, I can't remember anything. Hunter S. Thompson.
Is that from the ether? Oh.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Ether is it's not a drug, but it's a substance. It's something that you can abuse.
Oh, okay. I remember.
Don't you remember
that now.
Curious George? Remember?
No.
Okay. When I was a kid, do you remember, Dave? Curious George, a children's book.
Well, that I remember.
Curious
sure.
George smelled some ether and he floated around and had an adventure. Ether is like what they used to give you. What?
In the dentist office?
Yeah. This is stupid.
Before they gave you the laughing gas?
Yeah. Why am I talking about this? Yeah, ether.
Free-flowing conversation, John.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Or it's what it's all about,
you
as
said
the
the word-
Canadians would say.
Yeah, you said the word ether and then...
So it's my fault. I see.
Well,
Okay.
no, it's not your fault. I just did the Hunter S. Thompson reference and then anyway. You don't do ether, kids.
Oh, yeah. Don't try this at home.
Yeah, no, it's not good for you. I don't know. All right, so now what?
We'll see.
You know?
We shall see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna keep rocking and rolling. So Dennis is back in it.
Yeah.
He was not in it.
Well, no,
Wow.
for a while. He had the hand surgery
Yeah.
there, which is certainly not good when you're a guitar player.
No. I hear that there's a lot of usage of hands
So they tell me.
and that kind of thing.
I haven't really figured out how to do that yet.
Well, good luck. I guess you'll get there.
But I mean, like I said, sometimes I'll do originals at gigs, but mostly I stick to covers. I mean,
Yeah.
I say often that I feel like after 20 years, I've kind of earned the right to say no. So there's certain songs people ask, do you know this? And I do. I'm like, no, I'm sorry.
What do you not do? No Wagon Wheel.
I actually do. I don't mind that song because
I don't mind that
I like the Old Crow Medicine Show version.
Sure.
Of it, which,
I don't
which is
hate
really
that song.
good. I don't hate it.
But I can imagine.
It's fun.
You'd be allowed to hate it.
I won't do American Pie.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
I mean, because that's,
Yeah,
I mean, who's got that kind of time?
Yeah, nobody.
Really.
Do you ever wish I was Don McLean and then this? Well, actually, if you were Don McLean and you never played American Pie, you wouldn't be doing gigs. But wouldn't it be a total prick if he was, thanks, good night, and you never did it? Like if he just never did it.
I have
a new album. We don't care. We don't care about your new album.
Yeah, we're just doing the new stuff, man.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Just doing the new stuff.
I got to be careful. Someday I'm going to be asking Don McLean to be on the show. And he's going to hear this and go, I have to be careful now.
There's a few other songs and bands that I stay away from that I won't. I'm not going to name them out loud because I don't want to alienate anybody.
People remember American Pie?
I guess, and it's mostly young people too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah.
Very.
Are you old enough? I'm at the point where, and it's all good, but I'm old enough that I'm pretty unplugged. I gotta admit, I may seem like the world's coolest guy, but
that's what I was thinking.
Right. Yeah. Sure. Of course. But I haven't put it this way. This is even back in the 90s, people would come up to me and they would talk about, like Friends, like a show. I stopped watching TV even then. Like I had no idea what people were talking about. And they were like, you're kidding. You're just like so-and-so. And I was like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. So
I know what you mean, though, about having your finger on the pulse of what's going on these days.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know what Hurdle is?
No.
Do you know what Wordle is?
Yes.
Okay. Hurdle is Spotify's version of Wordle.
Okay. Yeah,
where they'll play like a few seconds of the intro of a song, and you have to figure it out.
Oh, I could kill at that.
No, you couldn't.
Okay.
No. I'll get like maybe one a week.
Really?
And at least 4 days a week. I'm like, I don't know who that is.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that was a actual person.
We'll have to check that
or
out.
artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heardle.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll have to check it out.
My girlfriend turned me on to that.
Wow. Because like,
and it's very frustrating, and it makes me feel incredibly old because I don't know who these people are
well,
at all.
Yeah. Well, we do get old, but
Plus, they're mostly pop songs, and I'm not really much of a pop guy.
Yeah, I hear you.
And as we were saying before, where there aren't really a lot of rock bands around anymore.
Yeah,
not new ones.
No,
there's a couple that I like, but
such as
Dirty Honey.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, they're great.
See?
Dirty Honey's really good.
Okay.
Wolfgang Van Halen's band's great. That Mammoth WVH.
Yep.
They were just on. They were actually just at Toad's Place.
Yep.
The two of them, not too long ago.
Yep.
But Dirty Honey's good.
Okay.
Dirty Honey's like just a younger version of the Black Crowes. That's one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, sure.
So
sure,
they're great.
That's cool. Well, I was gonna say, I don't, because I frequently interact with youngsters, and I don't know. It seems to me, like you say, why would a younger person know American Pie and that song? And the thing is, I'm glad that they know it, but I don't know where they know it from, because like I'm starting to lose the references, and I'm like, so, younger people than me, they seem to know more of everything than it seems like.
Certainly when it comes to technology,
well,
that's for sure.
Think of it this way. I mean, musically, like, all right, so when we were roughly, we grew up in the 80s, did you know music from the 50s? I mean, we're musicians, so we might have, but do you think the average person had any interest in the hits of the 40s or the 50s?
Maybe not the 40s or the 50s, but definitely the 60s, I would say. Because, classic rock stations were still around back then.
Yeah, I guess.
I remember HCN, now the River, that was the classic rock station. And then you just went a little bit in the dial to get to CCC for the newer rock.
Yep.
That's the way it was back then.
Yep.
And every now and then you could get AQY out of Springfield, Rock 102.
Yep.
And that was like a mix of the two.
Yep.
But I think a lot of kids back then knew stuff from their parents.
Yeah.
And nowadays, I don't think, I have two kids.
Yeah.
They don't really know my music because they're always plugged into something else.
Yeah.
Whether it's a video game or what have you.
Yeah. It just seems like it's at least it seems in my experience. Like I see kids, like I teach young kids, like one of my young students yesterday, like wearing a Def Leppard t-shirt, and which is cool.
Very.
But I'm just like, how,
do you even know who that is?
Well, I don't want to, I don't want to get into it. But
that's the thing.
Yeah. But anyway, it just seems like it's everything all at once now, which is kind of good. I mean, I know this is a little bit of a tangent, but what do we care? Yeah.
That's fine.
How's the dog doing?
She hasn't moved really.
Okay, good.
She's still breathing.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
a good thing.
as long as she's alive. But all right. So one of my students is like, hey, let's learn. So I don't remember what song it was, but it was a newer band. I want to learn this song. Okay, watch it on YouTube, and the singer was looked like a rock person, black leather jacket, and scruffy looking, half stubble, and rock. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. Maybe this will be good. And it was it wasn't rock music at all. It was like 80s synth pop. But so what I'm saying is when we were younger, it seemed like your identity, you looked like the music that you liked. Where now it seems like kids, and I'm not saying this is good or bad, it's just different. They don't understand, that's what a rock person looks like. And to them, they just go, well, I like the way it looks. But they don't relate it to they uncoupled the look from the music. Mm-hmm. And now everybody just looks however they want to look, and you can't tell what they're into which I think is fine. It's a good thing. It's just interesting to me.
Very interesting.
That you would identify who you were by, or what kind of music you might be into by how you looked. Whereas
back in the 80s, you walk around the mall and you could see a person walking, okay.
Right.
That's a Cure fan.
Right.
That's a Cure fan.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And
that dude's got the new Poison record in his back pocket.
That's right.
The new Poison cassette, I should say, in his back pocket.
Or maybe a single.
Oh, those were the best, weren't they? Oh, my God. 99 cents? You can't get anything for 99 cents anymore.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But you know what I mean? It just seems like it's everything all the time now. People could look however they want, but you can't tell what they're into. This is kind of funny. So anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so ubiquitous now. The kids have so many different places that they can access that type of stuff. Whereas we had the television. And that's it. Yeah, and they don't even watch it anymore.
Yeah.
They got YouTube and what's it called?
TikTok.
TikTok. Thank you. And all the other stuff.
Yep.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I'm just saying, I guess my point is, a long story short or a long way around, is I don't know how they're receiving it because it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so I had another young girl, student, and she's really cool, but she's a youngster of today, appears to be, and I can't tell, what her vibe is musically. And we got to a point where, like, when I teach, I try to, build a skill set, just kind of get them through a basic set of skills that I think that we could use to jump off into specifics. And she's very thoughtful and quiet and really cool. And I finally said, okay, so think about, next time I want you to choose a song in life that you want to learn on the drums. Now that you have an idea of how it kind of works, is there, just set me up with something, one or two or a goal or something like that. Okay. So she goes away, she comes back, and I go, did you think about a song that you might want to do? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, so what did you have in mind? She's like, Damage Case by Motorhead. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's not going to be a problem. No. But I'm like, where did you hear Motorhead? And I don't remember what the answer was. But
who cares?
I'll have to ask her. Yeah, who cares? But I just thought it was funny because I guess the good news is 10 years ago, I would want to turn kids on to something like that, but I don't want to be like the old guy going, oh, this is rock music. You got to like this. And here's this young girl talking about Motorhead, and I'm like, oh, this is not going to be a problem.
Yep.
So now they don't think that I'm being old if I try to turn them on to something like that. So it's kind of good.
I always say there's a reason they call it classic rock.
Yeah. Well, it seems like this is what we're saying, from the beginning, like with the with White Lion.
I mean, 10, 15, 20 years from now, what's going to be on classic rock radio that came out in this era?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Well,
there's one band that I can think of.
Yeah.
And that Foo Fighters. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's all bad. I mean, like you say, for better or worse, because we didn't know any better, but we based our identity on music. Mm-hmm. We came through, but I think, not that it's devalued, but I don't think that they use it to identify, to define them in the same way that we did. I think it's just a thing that you can take or leave. Like I say, like I'm just thinking, like for a young girl to be into Motorhead, I wouldn't have known any young girl back then that was into Motorhead, and if I did, she would not have been a nice girl. You know what I mean? And then like here's this girl like, I was thinking we could do Damage Case by Motorhead. Wow, hey, that's awesome.
Next week we'll do Killed by Death.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So there's no, we're getting lost. I get lost being old because I don't understand the associations, but the good news is it's all here. Like I said, I nothing surprises me anymore, and that's good for me because then I can turn them on to, like, have you ever heard Van Halen? Let's start getting into that, and so it's kind of cool. I don't know what that has to do with us here now, but we're just talking. So
talking a little bit, we're talking big picture here.
Yeah, hey,
nothing wrong with that.
You know what I'm saying? So you've seen who else? Do you know that because you said you were you watch or listen to this show?
Listen, yeah.
Who else?
Oh God, let me see. You had
Is this how you pictured it when you listen? Is this?
I never really pictured it. Okay, I figured it'd be something similar to this, but I mean, who else have you had on there? I know Tracy, Steve Peck.
Oh yeah.
Steve Peck played drums on one of my singles. I'll be damned if I can remember which one. But
was it a Kiss single?
No, it was not a Kiss single. This was like circa 2019, 20. Yeah. I should have done that though. I should have seen. Yeah, I should have seen if they could make Kiss singles. But I mean, who still has a tape deck other than me?
Yeah, I do. But so what?
Yeah, I know. But who else? Ray Morant, known Ray for a long time.
Oh, all right.
Rob the drummer.
Oh, wow.
Alan Friedman, of course.
Whoa. Yeah. So your time has come. Yeah.
Alan actually had me. I wrote and sang a couple songs on one of his records.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's
got
weird.
to get my rock on with him. Yeah. He's a rock guy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's funny. I know. It's funny because I just joke with him. I just told him straight up. I didn't know him that well, but he's another guy. I was like, oh man, you got to get Alan Friedman on. You got to get Alan. Okay, fine. So I reached out. Oh yeah, sure. So he comes on, and I mean, I didn't really know him that well, but we had a grand old time. And he gave me a pile of CDs, and I'm, oh yeah, thanks, hey, cool, And a week or so goes by, and I put in one of his CDs, and I listened to it. I'm like, now I'm thinking back, I was like, I hope I wasn't condescending or anything, because like this is really, really good.
Yeah, he's
not
got,
that I would.
He's got quite the cast of characters.
I just didn't know. I didn't, because no offense, oh, hey, here's my thing. Okay, that's cool, because we're all just kind of on the same level.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm listening to his thing. I'm like, oh wow, okay, wow, this is really good. I did not realize that, because I just didn't. I never played with him, so I didn't know. So it was just kind of funny. And him, I just called him, and I was like, I wasn't condescending, was I? I didn't realize you were this good. Which kind of sounds condescending.
He's probably like, no,
yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, he's like, oh, no, it's all good. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. So, yeah, he's like the center of things that I was not the center of. So that kind of helped. It's kind of spokes in the wheel, I guess, however you want to put it.
Sure.
I don't know. Do you want to talk about, so you've heard the show. Do you know what questions are coming?
Some of them.
All right. Okay. Do you want to talk about, I think this is interesting, but you probably don't. But
great intro, John.
Yeah. Okay, listen. This is going to be no, I'm serious. I wanted to be an English teacher. What was that like? I mean, you don't have to talk about the bad stuff, but I mean,
between 1997 and 2019, it was a totally different job.
Yeah.
It was a totally different job. Completely.
Then
from 1997 to 2019, it completely switched. And everything about education switched. I mean, I could talk about that for hours.
During that period.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it ended up not being what it started as.
Exactly.
Yeah. Was it gradual? You don't have to. I don't want to get you.
It was. I actually hadn't. I never really thought about the actual progression of it. Yeah, I guess it was gradual. Yeah, it's not like something that happened immediately overnight, but.
Can you generally, or no? Like, I don't know what you mean. Like, what aspect of it became more unappealing to you? And you do not have to talk about this.
Lack of accountability.
From?
Everybody.
Everybody. You just felt like it was a free-for-all.
Yeah, very much so.
Wow.
Very much so.
From parents?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I can say that because I'm a parent myself, and I would never. Yeah. I would never do that.
All right. And you just got to the point where you're like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it anymore.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. All right. But it started off cool.
Yeah. I mean, I was 22 when I started teaching, so.
Wow. Okay. So that's what you went to school for?
Nope.
Oh, really?
Nope.
How does this happen?
I was an English major in college.
Okay. That's cool.
I went to Boston College, and while I was up there, I did like journalism stuff.
Wow.
Play-by-play broadcasting for the hockey team on the radio, wrote for the newspaper, had a little cable TV sports show up there. So I always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And my first job out of college, I actually got a job at ESPN.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which was like, dream come true, right?
Sure.
This is the Mecca.
Sure.
And I was there 6 months, and I was like, this is not for me.
Really?
Egos.
Oh, yeah.
Egos.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I try not to have one. And it's the nicest people that I met there were actually the on-air talent.
Oh, wow.
Even the people that were like at the bottom of the totem pole like I was just walked around with their chest puffed out. I'm like, guys, we're nobody. Like, as you said before, we're one spoke in a very, very, very large wheel.
Yeah.
And if that spoke breaks, life goes on.
Yeah, right.
So
I wonder why.
I'm not sure. Yeah. I mean, but then again, we're talking 1996, 1997.
I
have no idea what the atmosphere is there now.
Yeah. What was your job there?
Production assistant.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
And then
I left.
You just were like, okay, I don't like this culture.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. And I actually got a call from the principal at the grammar school that I went to. And she said, hey, we're looking for a 6th grade teacher. And I said, oh, all right, well, I'll ask around. I'll see if I know anybody.
They're like, no, we're asking you.
And she's like, well, what about you? I'm like,
huh? Wow.
Sure, why not?
Really?
And then 23 years later, there I was. Yeah.
Just like that.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And you never even thought about it. You just looked at it like a job.
No.
Like, okay, how do I do this?
Yeah, I never really thought about it at all.
How do you become, so you have the degree, so you need teaching. How does one become a teacher?
Well, back in 1997, you sit in a recliner and get a phone call.
Okay.
That's how I did it. I always worked at all Catholic schools too.
Oh, okay.
So that was part of it.
Okay.
The parameters there are different than they are at public schools. At least they were.
Okay.
They're much more similar now. For instance, you didn't need to have a teaching certification in order to teach at a Catholic school.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm. Okay.
I ultimately got mine. It's actually still valid, which is somewhat comical, but for another 3 years.
You never know.
Yeah, that's true. You never know.
You're going to re-up it?
You never know.
3 years? You never know.
Well, I'm worried about the rest of the night and possibly tomorrow. We'll worry about 3 years from now. We'll see what I'm doing then.
So, and then you just show up and they're like, all right, you're a teacher.
Here you go.
You're a teacher now.
Yeah, here you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the curriculum? 6th grade. What was it?
Oh, God.
I love English. That was my favorite. I loved it.
Nouns and verbs and adjectives.
No literature?
No.
Oh, really?
No,
Okay.
All right.
Never mind. I'm bored.
Mostly just grammar stuff.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought this was...
I never really did a lot of literature, even when I taught high school. I did mostly creative writing and public speaking.
Oh, well, that's kind of cool.
That was very cool.
Yeah.
That was very cool.
All right.
Literature never changes. When you're sitting there with 22 teenage aspiring writers and poets, the stuff they churn out, some of it's pretty amazing.
Hey, that's cool.
It's really amazing.
That's cool.
I mean, stuff I could never have done that when I was that age.
Yeah, right.
No way.
Right. And you're helping them to do it.
I tried to.
That's pretty cool.
Tried to.
That's cool. Yeah, so you made a difference.
Yeah, I tried to.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Why not? Yeah.
I guess so.
It's pretty wild.
Now that I'm getting older, every now and then I'll bump into a former student when I'm playing.
I know. That happens to me.
I actually had a former student make me a gin and tonic at a gig not too long ago. She's a bartender. I said, well, this is odd.
I believe that.
Yep.
Yeah, that happens to me too. For anybody who doesn't know, I don't teach public school or Catholic school or anything, but I'm just like a Mr. Drum teacher.
Mm-hmm.
At various different places. I've been doing it for, over 20 years, and that'll happen. Like this happened a couple weeks ago. I was out and I was at Chicago Sam's, and this like a grown ass man comes up to me and goes, is your name John? And I'm like, yeah. It's like the drum dude? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
Among other things?
Yeah, sure. I'm like, yeah, that's me. He goes, you teach drums in Portland. I said, yeah. He goes, you remember me? And I'm like, if you could show me a picture of you at 8 years old, I would. But because there's a big difference. Like to me, they're always, and I'm like, no, And he said his name, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, I remember you. I do. And I did actually. I wasn't lying. But it's just funny because it's like, well, no, because you're grown up now, and that does happen. Because in my mind, I'm sure like you with your students, they're frozen in time. And I literally said, I go, if you had a picture of when you were 8, I probably would recognize you. Because I've had, whatever, hundreds, thousands, maybe. Yeah. I have no idea. But I do. It makes me realize I'm old. But it must be a good sign because if they recognize me, I must look pretty much kind of the same. I mean, I'm not like, a withered husk.
It's pretty poetic right there, John.
I guess.
Fractured shell of a man.
Yeah.
I swear.
Oh, God. Yeah, you got that right. Desert Island albums, like what's your thing?
How many?
A 5.
White Lion's Pride.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
the whole album.
I'll probably catch a lot of flack for that if anybody watches or listens, but I don't care.
Hey, who cares?
Still my favorite record to this day. Definitely that one.
Do you know who produced it?
Yeah, Michael Wagner.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Okay. Who I actually emailed once about the acoustic guitar sound he got on that record.
Really?
And he emailed me back.
Tell me about that.
I found his website.
What
I
is
said,
that?
hey, how'd you get that acoustic guitar sound on, Wait or When the Children Cry? And I forget what he told me. I still have the email.
Wow.
Something about reverb.
Yeah,
and a healthy dose of it, which I like. But
yeah.
Definitely that one.
Wow.
I'm more of a hard rock guy, so I would probably say definitely the Winery Dogs' first record. You know the Winery Dogs? Oh God, they're so good.
So
I love Richie Kotzen.
Yeah. So who all?
Richie Kotzen, Billy Sheehan, and Mike Portnoy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Power trio.
Yep.
Yeah, great band. And I love Richie's stuff, but I like the stuff he did with the Winery Dogs best because it's a little heavier. So definitely that.
Are they still doing stuff?
They've been on hiatus for a while, but I hear they're coming back strong in 2023. So that'll be good.
Okay.
That'll be good.
That's cool.
Let's see. I'd have to have an Eagles record.
Oh wow.
I don't know. I'll probably cheat and say like the very best of the Eagles,
Sure.
so I can get all of them.
Sure.
Definitely a Mark Knopfler record. I love
wow.
Mark Knopfler.
Okay.
Probably Mark Knopfler's Tracker.
Oh wow.
I think I would go with that one.
Do you know Matt? Do you know Matt Starr? Do you know Matt?
I know of him.
Yeah.
I know of him.
He
And
played with Mr. Big, so he played with Billy.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. He took Pat Torpey's place when Pat Torpey got sick.
That's right. That's right.
Richie Kotzen was actually in Mr. Big for a hot second, too.
Oh, okay.
Back in 2000, 2001 when Paul Gilbert left briefly.
Whoa. Okay.
But if I had to go with another one just to get my songwriter on, I'd probably say the Essential Chris Christopherson.
Oh, wow.
For my money,
Hey.
he's the best songwriter that
Whoa.
ever was.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah, I
That's
love
cool.
him.
Wow.
Love him.
Interesting.
Anybody that can turn a phrase like that,
Yeah,
that really
yeah.
interests me.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's quite the dichotomy between that and the hair metal.
Hey, man. Hey,
But,
whatever.
you know,
who cares? Yeah,
there
that's what it's
are
all
multiple facets to all of us, aren't there?
about. Yeah. Well, I hope so.
So yeah, I would probably go with that. And if I was going to stick with something modern, I'd probably take a Foo Fighters record.
Sure.
Maybe In Your Honor because it's a double
Yeah.
and it has the hard, the heavy
Yeah.
side and the acoustic side.
Yeah.
Yeah. My girlfriend Anya is a big Foo Fighters fan, so I've really dove back into them quite a bit recently.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was missing. They're really good.
Yeah, I know.
They're
I
really
love
good.
them. Yeah. I was a big fan. I remember somebody I knew had the very first record, and I didn't care because I wasn't really into Nirvana at the time.
No,
So I was like, well, what do I care?
I can't stand Nirvana. I'll be honest.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay. Yes. But I distinctly remember I was, me and my wife now, we were visiting somebody, and her friend got a second Foo Fighters record. Somebody gave it to her and says, I don't want this. You want it? I don't know who this is. You'll probably like it. And when they were talking, I guess I must have had headphones or something. I must have had access to it. I started listening to it, and I was just like, within, third song, I was just like, how did I not know this was going on? And that was pretty much it for me.
Yeah, that's the one with
Wow.
Monkey Wrench and Everlong. It's a solid record.
Yep.
Solid record.
I just was like, I can't believe what I just heard.
And
This is so
they evolved so much from record to record too.
Yep.
They just tried so many different things and succeeded.
Yeah.
Did you ever listen to the little Bee Gees cover record they did?
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, killer.
I would never even attempt that.
No, but
Again, vocal elevator.
yeah. It
Not happening.
Doesn't get off.
Not happening.
Yeah. Desert Island food. You knew it was coming.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Really?
Yep.
Still.
I have 2 every day for lunch.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
I can't eat like that anymore. I wish I could. Wow.
Yep.
That's cool. Stupid question. You ready? What peanut butter?
Skippy, creamy.
Nah. No. Jif.
No.
Wow. That's funny.
Yep.
Does the jelly matter?
Welch's grape.
Oh, wow. Okay. Far out.
I'm very much a creature of habit.
You don't go with jam ever. You don't
No.
like freak out.
Only by accident.
Okay.
If I'm not paying close enough attention to the labels at the grocery store.
Don't say Wonder Bread.
No.
What kind of bread? At least.
These days I'm pretty much doing the Martin's potato bread, whole wheat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. 2 a day.
Mhm.
That's your secret.
For
something.
what? I have no idea. A waistline that's probably a little too big, but
It happens.
yep.
What can you think of any particular show that you were an audience member of that blew your mind and was like, this is my thing now, or that's
Yeah.
memorable. What?
Yeah, actually I can. Back in I think
Don't say White Lion.
no, I've never
Okay.
seen them live. Actually,
Okay.
back in 2011, I went to see Ryan Adams
Oh, sure.
at Carnegie Hall,
Sure.
solo acoustic,
Yeah.
and yeah. If it wasn't for his Ashes and Fire record, I probably never would have even considered making a record.
Oh, wow. Okay,
So-
cool. Yeah. Yeah, I went to
I have Ryan Adams to thank,
Yeah.
or to blame, depending on your perspective.
Well, yeah.
But that would definitely be the show.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And it just, like, did you feel like...
It was mesmerizing.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've never seen him. Yeah, I remember at the time that he was ascending, I didn't care. I don't know what trip I was on. And then years later, I went back, and I'm the kind of guy that, like, if I'm going to check something out, I go to top to bottom. I go to album 1.
Me too.
I'm still stuck on Heartbreaker. I'm like, this is one of the greatest records I've ever heard, ever. I've listened to, but I'm just like
not my favorite of his. Not my. I think Love Is Hell is probably my favorite record of his.
Got to that one. But he's like one of those dudes. They're so, it's just what flavor.
Mm-hmm.
What flavor do you like of him?
Exactly.
It just so happens. So you could just pick whatever.
All over the place.
Yeah. That's the way it's got to be.
That would definitely, I'm not going to say it's the best show I've ever seen, but in terms of just a really pivotal musical experience, it would definitely be that one.
Yeah.
Best show I've ever seen was Iron Maiden.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, and that didn't,
what, last week?
That was just fun.
Yeah, just 2 weeks ago.
Well, no. It was pre-pandemic. I think it was 2019 at the Meadows. That was just so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, they're always going to live forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They might be on my Desert Island disc list too now that I think about it.
Why not? Yeah, you can put them on.
We'll add them in.
Yeah, you have to never mind. Well, I'm trying to think of your list. I was going to tease you and go, you got to bump so and so, but
I'd bump Maiden then.
No, there is no island. None of this matters. It doesn't really matter.
You keep the CDs. I'll have a boat. Please.
Yeah. Yeah. What are the other questions? Are you a consistent practicer? Probably.
No.
Okay.
No, I never practice.
Never. Did you ever?
Not really. No.
You just learned songs and went at it.
Tried to learn songs.
Okay.
Nowadays, like I said before, I'll have anywhere from. This week is a really slow week with only one gig, but a slow week for me is 2.
Yeah.
But I'll have 5 gig weeks, 6 gig weeks.
Yeah.
So that's practicing. That's 18 hours. Right there.
Yeah.
Singing and playing. So when I get home, it's the last thing I want to do.
Yeah. I
so
remember those
in that
days.
sense,
Sure.
I guess it's sort of practicing while you work, so to speak, or something like that.
Yeah, I remember those days. Yeah. When I was playing a lot, I didn't practice. So you didn't expect to be doing this with your life.
Mm-mm.
You don't. You're good.
I still don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want to do when I grow up yet.
Yeah. God, I know. I had to have a talk with one of my young students too. He was freaking out. Like, we're buddies. He's been with me for a while, and I said, "Well, just what's your deal, man? What's going on?" He's a sophomore. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't know if you remember that pressure.
Yeah, I do.
And I was like, well, I said, if I can say anything, I don't have to, but I'm just going to let you know. I don't know if this is good or bad, but if you think everybody's got it figured out and you're the only one that doesn't, I got news for you. None of us know what we're doing, and you're going to be fine. You can always change your mind. You're going to be okay. You're a smart kid. You're going to be all right. Just pick something, try it out. Like you ended up and here you are. But yeah,
I think those are the noises I made while I was doing it.
Yeah.
Something to that effect.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, all right. Well, you know what? We did it.
Indeed, we did.
Dog is fine.
Oh yeah,
she's ready to roll. She's like, "Let me out of here."
This is what she's going to be doing in the truck on the way home too. So
Dixie the dog.
That's it.
Where did Dixie come from?
I rescued her.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I rescued both my dogs. Yeah. Dixie was actually from Newington, so she didn't come from very far. My other one's from Memphis.
Okay.
So she's a redneck dog.
And you didn't name her. And why'd you name this one Dixie?
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't.
There you go.
We had a little vote amongst me and my kids, and I lost.
Oh, I see.
So
what's the other one name?
Dottie.
She's
a Dalmatian.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so she came with that name. I said, yeah, that kind of fits.
Yeah, sure.
So we're going to keep
works.
that.
Yeah, that works.
Plus, I don't think she's not that bright.
No,
she's dumber than a sack of hair.
Are they?
So I'm not sure I would have been able to change her name and have her figure it out.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, your name.
Your
name's Mud. That's
she's
fine.
very sweet, but
really?
it's just.
Are they not a smart breed or a herd?
This one's not.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's not.
I have a rabbit. He's not too bright. He's on the scale of things. I think he's a little dim. I love him. He's dim. Not wily. Well, actually, never mind. You never know.
I think Dottie came up from Tennessee on the short bus.
Oh, boy.
Let's put it that way.
Oh, boy.
She's also the reason I no longer have a couch.
Oh, okay. I'm starting to get the picture.
Yeah.
Dixie doesn't straighten her out.
That's what I was hoping.
Yeah.
He's like, teach her like the lay of the land, the way of the world. No. She just sort of like, I'm not even bothering with this one.
Yeah. Eat the couch. See if I care.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just going to go sleep over here.
Wow.
So didn't work out quite as I had hoped.
Far out.
And she's the reason I got another dog. I wanted to get my dog a dog.
Oh, boy.
And every now and then she'll look at me like, what did you do?
Yeah, why?
Why did you bring this thing into our house?
Yeah, it ate the couch. Yeah.
And the chair in the living room, too.
Oh, all right. Well, We're gonna go.
That's why she's at home in the crate right now.
My rabbit ate a hole in the wall.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
Oh yeah, it's great. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's cute. Yeah.
Adorable.
Yeah, it's really cute. I was like, why don't you? I'll tell you what. Eat a hole all the way through the wall. Go through it and have
Keep
fun
going.
living outside in a fox's stomach.
Go shut the door with you on the other side of it.
Yeah, totally. All right, Jeff Przech. Nice meeting you finally.
Likewise.
You know
Thanks
what I
for
mean?
having me. Absolutely.
Hey, no problem. I figured your time would come, and it happened this week because kind of slightly scrambling, but I'm glad it worked out.
Well, hopefully my other time will come many, many years from now.
Well, let's hope so.
Yes.
I'm going to press the button.
You too.
You ready? Here I go. Oh, shit, that's loud. Oh, my God. Even the dog is like, that's too loud. He doesn't care.
She still didn't move.
Yeah. John Peckman Podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Thanks for listening. Come over the bridge and go through the light and look left and all that stuff, right? It was exactly like that, wasn't it?
Exactly.
All right, Jeff Przech, new friend, was here today. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thanks a lot, kids. That is all.
If you'd like to start your own podcast, give us a call at Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Our professionally designed podcast space is here for all your recording needs. Rent out our studio to do interviews with up to 4 people, to record audiobooks, social media content, and all other recorded material. Our rentals include a private studio along with our professional-grade podcasting equipment, and we can customize your output to whatever your needs are. We also have green screen capabilities, which will expand to video capability if you so wish. So check us out here at convalley.net/podcast.